Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to IL-2 Sturmovik 1946. Today we are not doing any dogfights, but it is the introduction of a new aircraft. This plane, it never flew. It never even got off the drawing board. It was never put into production. There was never even a single prototype. I am, of course, not talking about the P-51D Mustang here, but rather something else that was only added to the game in the past few months. By the game, I mean the B.A.T mod. We're currently on B.A.T 3.8.2. The last video was on 3.7, I think? Possibly 3.6. It's been a little while since the last videos, yeah. So, we're here to give you a sense of scale. There's our person. Let's say he's 6 feet tall exactly, average height for a person. And this is our P-51 Mustang. And we know the dimensions of a P-51D Mustang, though I don't, not off by heart. But I'm assuming you do. Behind us on this runway is, well, it's a B-29 Super Fortress. Specifically a silver plate, the Enola Gay. It's actually, no, it's meant to be the Enola Gay. The skin hasn't rendered. Or maybe I forgot to change the skin. Oh well, it doesn't matter. The fact is, it's a B-29 Super Fortress. Look how much bigger this thing is compared to the P-51. It was one of the largest aircraft of the war, at least in terms of a bomber. When it comes to transport aircraft, I do believe the largest land-based transport aircraft that saw service during World War II was the Messerschmitt Me-323, and you can see it's perhaps not quite as long as the Super Fortress, but it's definitely wider, and it's got 6 engines, but that's because these engines are really rubbish French ones. And that's not saying that all French engines are bad, but these particular ones were the Gnome Rhone 14 or something like that. A 14-cylinder radial that produced at most 600 horsepower. A really bad engine. And Germany had a lot of them, and instead of scrapping them and using them to build better engines, they decided to put them into use on these things. The 323 and also the Henschel HS-129, which is why that wasn't a particularly great aircraft. But behind us, once more, is another aircraft. This is the one that never flew, none were ever built, but it also has 6 engines. And I believe in this configuration, they are 32-cylinder radial engines. For context, I believe the largest radial engine ever was it was the R4360 that was used mainly on the B-50 Super Fortress and the Boeing 377 Stratocruiser, and also on the B-36 Peacemaker, which isn't in this game sadly, but the B-52 is, but that's not a B-36. Where am I going with this? Nowhere. So, behind us is this! This is a Japanese super heavy bomber, the Nakajima G10N Fugaku, and look at the absolute size of it. It is about as wide as the Me-323. In fact, I think it's a little bit wider. I think it's about twice as long as the 323. It's definitely longer than the B-29. It makes the B-29 look almost like a toy. It isn't the size of the B-36. That really made the B-29 look like a toy. And for context, the B-36 had an 82,000-pound bomb bay. This only had about 42,000, but that's still a lot for a World War II bomber design. The B-29 could only carry about 20,000. 20,000. That's half as much as the Fugaku. Now the reason none of these were ever built, the engines never got out of the design stage. There was that the case? It's basically the engines just ran into problems and they were never really put into manufacture or production. That's the right word. Also, the planned armament for this aircraft was only 4 20mm cannons, but this thing has what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turrets. 6 times 2, that's 12 20mm cannons on this aircraft. That's probably not as many as it would have had. So we're gonna take this this thing for a spin, and then for that I need to actually go back and go and choose it, and it's right down here in the 1946 section of the 1946 Japan. There we go. And to give you an idea, this thing has a lot of ammunition loadouts. Basically everything times 2. One with a standard loadout and one with RATO, or rocket assisted takeoff, because this thing is one big heavy bomber, and well, kind of RATO is needed, especially if you're going with the extra fuel. So the heaviest bomb load this can take, and it is an astonishing number of bombs, 24 800kg bombs. In fact, I'm gonna try and find something that already has that, and we're gonna take a look at it. I think the B5N has one. B5N2, the Kate. So here's the B5N. It looks like it's trying to be a Volti Vengeance or something. This actually only has a 600kg bomb, but that's a 600kg bomb. Those things were used during Pearl Harbor, and I believe that's one of the culprits that destroyed the Arizona. But here we go, the G4M, that has the 800kg bomb. I'm sure of it. There we go. Now, it's... for some reason, the bomb bay is not opening. It should not have a bomb door, because this thing clearly doesn't fit inside. That's just how big this thing is. I believe it's roughly 2,000 pounds. I don't really know all the kg to lb things. But yeah, it's one big bomb. These Japanese medium bombers could typically only carry 1, and the Fugaku carries 24 of them. So, 6 engines, 32-cylinder radials with contra-rotating propellers. If that third engine did not turn on, I'm gonna be so mad. Let's select it. Oh, come on. Right. Come on, turn back on. Turn on. I don't want you to stall on me again. There we go. So, 6 engines and rocket-assisted takeoff. Here we go. We're just gonna listen to this thing from afar, because this thing is really loud. Oh, I've turned on the autopilot by mistake. There goes the Ratos. rocket packs. We're doing a little under 200 kilometers an hour already. I'm going to pick up my controller and we're going to get pull back a little on the stick. And there we are, we're up in the air, gear up. And these rocket packs really put in a lot of work. In fact, they are just perfect to get this aircraft into the air. And there we go. We're now flying completely under our own power, all 6 engines at 110% power, still picking up speed. And I reckon we can throttle down to cruising power and show off what this bomb is capable of. There are our 24 bombs, and it looks like they may be doubled up because I can only count 12. Maybe I've picked the wrong loadout, but anyway, let's drop the bombs. Yep, they're doubled up. For context, the HE-111 bomber that was used during the Blitz, that could carry something like 32, 250 kilogram bombs, so fairly powerful bombs, but very general purpose bombs, quite common bombs. These 800 kilo bombs are heavy demolition things. I believe they're based off of artillery shells. They are massive. Imagine if one of those hit your house. The 250-pound bomb might blow off a couple of floors, but the 800 kilo would completely demolish it. Bunker busters before the bunker buster came along. Now, of course, this thing does not compare to a B-52, nor does it compare to the B-36 Peacemaker, but this is currently the biggest, most powerful bomber in the entire game. Well, the World at War module, that is. The B-52 is in the Jet Age module, and they aren't compatible with each other. So, G10N Fugaku, this is one hell of a plane. But now we're going to try something else. We are going to see just how well this thing can fend off a small fighter attack. So we've changed the map to Smolensk. We are starting in the air. A single Fugaku going up against what? Yep, it's a full flight of 4 P-51D Mustangs, the aircraft that probably would have engaged the Fugaku had it ever been deployed against the US mainland. We're gonna see just how well the Fugaku can defend itself with its 20 millimeter cannons. Bearing in mind this thing was not designed with 12, it was designed with 4. But we'll see. So we're back here in the Fugaku. We've turned off the anti-aircraft defences. 4 B-51 Mustangs, less than 3 kilometers away, very close to 2 kilometers away. Come on. And they are going to attack. I was beginning Now, the Fugaku is actually quite fast. It was for a brief period outrunning these B-51s, but they are gradually catching up. We are averaging around 240 miles an hour. And B-51 number 1 is getting pretty close. He's going to do a diving attack. I would not have done that, because now he's put himself even further back. I don't understand why they're not firing these B-51s. They were definitely within range, though I do think they like to be around 300 meters away from an aircraft before they actually start firing. Oh, they're getting closer, but they're just not getting close enough. Let's help them a little. We'll slow down a little bit. Reduce our engine power. And allow them to catch up. Oh! Well, we've shot down one P-51. Here comes P-51 number 3. They're not opening fire. Oh, there we go, there's one. Number 4 has finally taken some pot shots. Where is P-51 number 2 going? Something wrong? Or just being silly? I don't know. So we've lost a little bit of lift in the left wing. They are aiming for the wings. Oh, we've seized that engine. Oh, and he seized one of our engines now. But we've just killed ourselves another P-51. Now we're damaged, but we still have 5 engines left. We can make it home. And of course this is not really a very accurate test. This is only 4 P-51s against 1 Fugaku, whereas it would probably be closer to many Fugaku versus many P-51s. He is aiming for the wings, credit to him. But I would have kept that attack. Kept pressing that. And we're losing height. So add a little bit more power, I guess. What are you doing, P-51? Oh. During that sped up segment, I accidentally pulled back on the stick and we have lost a lot of speed. This B-51's really annoying me. Huh. Something must be wrong with his plane. But yeah, I suppose it's fair to say that a Fugaku would probably be able to defend itself quite nicely from a bunch of B-51s if the B-51s were flown by imbeciles. Unfortunately, I don't really know how it would do otherwise because the AI is deciding to be rubbish. So I suppose we'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.